Hello and welcome back. In this step, we're going to look at how you can go from one level to another, but make sure that you keep important information like character stats, health, maybe things they're carrying, stuff like that. And we're going to do it with health. And in order to do that, we need to use something called a game instance. Now, you can read what I put on screen for more information on what a game instance is, but the thing that we're interested in is that it is persistent. So whenever we start a game session, that never gets destroyed. It's always there. So if we want information to be carried through, we can put the information in it and then take it back out of it when we load a new level. And that's what we're going to do. So to get started, let's make a new game instance. So I'm going to go into my blueprints folder and we're going to right click, create a new blueprint class. It's not going to be one of these ones here. We need to open all classes and I'm just going to search for game instance. There it is, game instance. So let's select that. So you notice there's platform game instance. Don't want that one. I want game instance. So select. And I'm going to call it BP, because it's still a blueprint, underscore blip underscore GI for game instance. So that I know what it is. And then we need to open it up. And what I need to do is create a variable in here that we can write things to. So let's make a new variable and I'm going to call it health. And when we compile that, that will allow me to set the default value. You can see at the moment it wants me to set it as true or false. That's not okay. It's the wrong kind of variable. So let's change it to a integer, which can be whole numbers. So that's good. And then let's just compile that again. And I'm going to set the default value to 100, which is what we set it to previously. Let's compile and save that. Okay, so that's there and it's ready to go. But the next thing that we need to do is make sure that the game uses that when we want it to. So let's just go back out to our level. And if we go to Edit and Project Settings, and the bit that we're looking for in here is Maps and Modes. So it's up near the top. And at the bottom of here, you've got Game Instance class. And it's going to use a default one at the moment, but we've created one. So we're going to use BP underscore blip underscore GI. So that sets it up so that that is what the game will now use going forward. So let's close the project settings for now. And what we want to do now is have it so that when we start transitioning level, we're going to put the health data from Blip, from our character, into that game instance. So we need to have that level transition blueprint open, which I've still got open from the previous step, but you might need to reopen it. And before we open the level, so we're going to move that along, we need to get what his health is and put it in the game instance. So luckily, we're already casting to the character. So as the character, we're going to get health. Perfect. And that's all we needed to do there. I'm going to move that over here. And then I'm just going to put in some reboot nodes so that this doesn't look too messy and I can see what I'm doing. There we go. And then after that, we need to cast to the game instance. So cast to blip, and you'll see that all the things that we call blip will come up, and we have game instance there. And then as that game instance, we're going to set health. Perfect. So we'll plug that in there. And the health that we're going to set is here. So we're taking that health and setting it as the health in the game instance. Okay, so at this point, we should be able to compile it. However, we'll do that and I'll show you that it doesn't work. And we've got an error here. And what that's telling us is that there's nothing in the object for the cast. So this is something that Unreal Engine is very insistent about. So we need to put an object in there. And so from this object input here, we're just going to go for get game instance. And now when we compile and save, that will work. So that's the first part of it done. So what's happening now is that when we start doing the transition level logic here, so it's going to set the transitioning level to true, then we're going to find out what's our current health. We're going to put it, so it's being gotten here. We're going to set that to the health in the game instance, and then we can transition the level. So that's the first half. We've saved it. What we now need to do is make sure that we get that new health when we go to the new level. So that's going to be something that happens in the level blueprint for the level. So let's just go to that level. So in my levels folder, going to my landscape level, I'll just save everything on the way. And then from up here, I need to open the level blueprint. And what we're going to do is begin play, because when this level starts is when we want to do this. So we're going to start by casting to the game instance. Not game instance, sorry, cast to the blip. So blip game instance, there it is. And the object needs to be get game instance. Perfect. And from there, we need to get the health. Nice. So we've now got the health, and then we need to set that health on blip. So we're going to cast to blip character. And this one needs an object as well. And we're going to do get player character for that one. That means that will work. And then what we need to do is, as blip character, we're going to set the health. There we go. And plug that all in. I'm just going to put a reroute node in here so that I can see what's going on. I don't like it when they overlap. There we go. And then compile and save. And that should now allow us to carry the health from one level to another. Let's test. Okay, so we're going to go back to our first level. So in my case, that's going to be this one. Let's test. So I need to take on some damage first. Let's go down to 80. And then I'm going to pick up the key card and go through the magic door. Okay, and now if I start taking damage in this level, it should, next number I see should be 70. 60. I must have taken another 10 damage somewhere. I missed it. I don't think I broke it anywhere. So then he dies. And he respawns in the same level. But I do now need to show you a problem. You can see that he starts losing health from 70 again, which is where I was at, instead of going back to 100, which is what I want to do when the player respawns. So what's happening is, we're still in the same game session. We're using the same game instance, and in that game instance, the health is set to 70 at the moment. So what I need to do is, after the player dies, I need to set that back to 100. So let's add that in before we end this step. So we need the character blueprint for this. Here it is. And we're going to find the death custom event that we created in an earlier step. And what we're going to do is just add, after we destroy the actor, we are going to set the health back to 100. So what we can do is get health. So let's get it. No, I don't want to get health actually. I want to set health. So let's set health to 100. Nice. And then we'll cast to the game instance, because we need to change it there as well. No, I keep writing that. Cast to the blip game instance. There it is. And remember that we need to put something into object. Get a game instance. And as the game instance, we're going to set the health variable. There it is. And we could either type 100 in there, or we can take this 100 here that we've got and drop that in there as well, with a couple of beautiful little reroute nodes so we can see where the connection goes. And that will work. Let's test one more time. So we'll compile and save. Let's play. So let's see if I can actually keep an accurate check of my health this time. So I think I'm at 80. Let's go through into the new level. And then we should start going down from 80 again. Yep, so 70, 60, 50. And then Blip will die. Again, this is really shocking. I feel like this must be how animal testers feel. So he's dead. And then when the level reloads, we can go into that fire and it'll start counting down from 100 again. Perfect. It works a treat. Okay, so let's set up the next step and then we'll sign off this video. So what we're going to do next, I've just gone back into my landscape level. We're going to have it so that And once we start adding audio to the game later, this will make more sense because we're going to add a little bit of urgency to the player to get away from the ship. We're going to tell them it's going to explode. And the way we're going to do that is as the player runs down here, we're going to put in a collision. And when they get far enough away, this is going to explode. We're going to swap the mesh out for something else. So we're going to add a bit of an event, maybe a bit of narrative to the story. So in the next step, that's what we'll do. And I'll see you there for that. Thanks for watching and supporting the channel. If you'd like to help me create more content like this, please consider becoming a patron on Patreon. The contributions I get through Patreon make a huge difference in keeping this channel going. Remember to like, comment and subscribe to make sure you don't miss my upcoming tutorials. Your support and engagement mean the world to me and help my channel continue to grow. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.